To me, the best part of Passage 8 is seeing the first saguaros along the AZT. A lot of people think that Arizona is covered with saguaros, but it's not. They only grow within parts of the Sonoran Desert, and even though some of the earlier passages are dry and dusty enough that you feel like you're in the desert, really it's at the Gabe Zimmerman Trailhead that you reach the far eastern edge of it. Not only is this the first of the saguaros, but towards the end of this passage, I also ran into not one, but two horned lizards. I am so excited to see you. But first things first. To get to the southern end of Passage 8, take exit 279 off of I-10 and drive 6 miles to Gabe Zimmerman Trailhead. The hike starts in the Cienega Creek Natural Preserve. If you see a notice about a permit being required to hike in the preserve, don't worry about it. It's not required if you're hiking the Arizona Trail. As you get started and head down to the creek, you can tell from the high banks on both sides that when there's rain, Cienega Creek is ripped roaring with water. Even in the driest times of year, there will still be water, though you might have to look around a bit. The trail takes you across the creek bed here and there and requires a bit of attention to pick it up on the other side. Soon you're out of the creek bed, across the road, and under the train bridge. And the trail is easy to follow. After some easy rolling uphill climbs, lots of saguaros, and about 6 miles, you'll see some buildings below the trail. This is La Posta Quemada Ranch, which means burnt post in Spanish. In the late 1800s, there was a stage post near here that burned down. It was rebuilt, and the new station was named La Posta Quemada. Later, this area was used for ranching, and in the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps built buildings and roads. Now it's part of Colossal Cave Park. This is almost the halfway point of Passage 8, which makes it a good point to turn around and head back to the Gabe Zimmerman Trailhead. A few days later, I drove back to Colossal Cave Park and parked at the Sevilla Campground, which is right next to the AZT. Starting this second half is a little tricky because the gate to the campgrounds only opens at 8 a.m. and it closes at 4 p.m., which limits your hiking time a bit. I drove into the park thinking I'd pay my entry fee at the kiosk, but no one was there, so I headed straight to the campground. If you know this area well, you might notice that I missed about a mile of trail from where I stopped last time and where I'm starting today. But you know what? I'm not an accountant. I'm just having fun. If there are a few steps that I miss here and there, well, life's too short to sweat a few steps. Besides the 8 to 4 time limit, something else important to keep in mind is that you're hiking on state trust land, and most of Passage 9 is within Saguaro National Park. So I have with me my National Park Pass and my State Trust Land Pass. The trail continues north through the Rincon Valley with the same desert scrub and mountain views as the first half. Hello, SDMB Club. This was the first spiny lizard I've seen while hiking, and I watched it for a good long while. I've been on the lookout for these little cuties for as long as I've been hiking in Arizona, and to see one for the first time on the trail made my day. A few minutes later, I knew I was living right because a second spiny lizard ran across the trail. Today is the day of the horned lizard, because here is another one. Another beauty. They are the coolest looking little lizards. You keep your eyes on me. Stay safe. Passage 8 ends at the Saguaro National Park boundary, soon after crossing Rincon Creek. And that's where I called Passage 8 complete. Yes, I have my pass with me. Since I was right here, I continued for another 1.5 miles or so that I could knock out a short section of Passage 9. Here I am at the junction that will head northeast on the Quilter Trail, which is also the Arizona Trail. And this is where I'm going to turn around. And then it was back the way I came. I tried to drive up to the Colossal Cave Visitor Center to pay the entry fee. You can see I look like a tomato after my hike, but didn't have any luck. The gate is already closed. Looks like it closed at 3 o'clock. I'll pay next time. And that's Passage 8 of the Arizona Trail, from the Gabe Zimmerman Trailhead to the Saguaro National Park boundary. I really hope this video helps you know what to expect on this passage, and if you hike it, I especially hope you get to see a spiny lizard or two along your way. And I'll see you on Passage 9 in the Rincon Mountains, which I can tell you is a beast of a hike.